Today is May 17th, and I'm Derek O'Shea. And this is the Derek O'Shea Show. Texas celebrates reopening Texas with zero COVID deaths for 2 months after Biden mocked its reopening plan, calling it Neanderthal thinking. Yeah, those stupid, idiotic conservatives just wanted to open the state. They're going against the science. Oh, wait, two months, no deaths? Oh, crap. Oh, my God. You guys, seriously, I want you to know this. It wasn't a political thing. It was all about the science. Don't worry, the politicians in power were worried about you. They were worried about your families. They wanted you to get hooked up on the governmental nipple. It's not a big deal. Listen. You know, stories like this get swept under the rug because, there's big, I would say some bigger stuff going on, but to say zero deaths for 2 months in a huge state as Texas is, those I need some more Neanderthal thinking in my life. That sounds more scientific. And maybe it is more scientific because maybe Neanderthals don't actually have politics. They don't have to take the lens of politics out of their head before they speak. Or if they read an article, maybe they won't have their own political bias or who's paying whose bills or who's paying me to be in office. So let's get some more of that Neanderthal thinking in our lives, Joe Biden. Thank you for all that you do. You're doing a great job, by the way. I have felt more secure as a human being this year alone than I've spent the 4 years under Trump. Thank you. Okay, I'm joking. The U.S. approved a massive $735 million sale in weapons to Israel today, which comes as the nation has battled against the Palestinian terror attacks for more than a week. Great. Where I'm going to find my freaking 9mm ammo then. The sale, which Congress was notified about several days ago, will focus on Israel acquiring precision missiles and special ammunitions from the United States. As AOC and the squad go wild, how could they sell weapons of war to this terrorist group known as the Jews? It's unbelievable. The stuff I'm reading about online, they're like, I can't believe Israel is striking all these places. Yeah, well, when terrorists hide in hospitals and schools and buildings and they shoot rockets from it, and then those people can't do anything about it, where do you think they're gonna hit? Huh? I mean, I've seen videos of all these kids posting online of these like huge tanks rolling by them with huge missiles in Palestine, and no one's saying, hey, maybe those kids need to get out of there, or maybe this is the reason there is so much death and so much sadness. I agree with Free Palestine from Hamas and their terrorist regime, because terrorists destroy everything, and that's what they want to do. It's like Antifa. They just want to destroy and take out the system and be in charge of whatever is going on. Let's keep going. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, killed a top Palestinian Islamic Jihad commander in the latest strikes on Sunday night into this morning, in addition to eliminating miles of underground tunnel used by the Palestinian terrorist group and destroying at least 163 football fields long worth of tunnels. That is insane. The Mexico border is going, we could really use some of those tunnels. Wait, we don't need tunnels. We'll just walk across. Wow. I mean, I feel like Israel this time is not holding back. They're just going for it. They're like, we're tired of this. And I think people in Palestine are telling. I said this last time, but I've seen many interviews with real Palestinians, not Americans who don't know what's going on, or other countries know what's going on and just assume, and they don't live through it. They're not living through the bombs. They're not living through Hamas regime owning them. They don't have any. They're just living in their little cells in America, and they feel free and safe. And they'll just, we'll protest this aggressive regime known as Israel, and we're going to get them out of here. As opposed to, why don't you just go back and live there? Why don't you protest back there? Oh, wait, you're gay? You'll be put in prison? Yeah. I'm just tired of ignorant people protesting things. They have no idea what they're protesting for. They're just doing it out of emotion and because it feels good at the time. Instead of actually looking at the facts and diagnosing what's actually going on and watching videos and seeing information, they see a stronger power looking like it's taking out a weaker power, and that's all they see. Speaking of stronger power taking out a weaker power, Anthony Blinken. God, that guy's great. He did great with China not too long ago. Remember? He made us look real tough. Anthony Blinken denies Israel's smoking gun. Secretary of State says he sees no evidence Hamas was operating in Gaza media building destroyed in airstrike. As he would say, I'm seeing no evidence. What I'm actually hearing is I'm seeing no evidence that there's anything in the building, despite Israel's claim that Biden was satisfied with Netanyahu's evidence. So even Biden was satisfied with Netanyahu's evidence of saying, hey, here's what's going on in this building. But Anthony Blinken, you can't, and this is what the media would do before, is they would look at a story like this and go, look, there's no unity amongst the administration. Trump is destroying. You can't even get a secretary on state. But they don't even say anything like that. Blinken going out and going against Biden because it makes them look weak, and you can't have that. That's ridiculous. But Anthony Blinken, I think a 5-year-old could run circles around him when he talks. I mean, he looks like a robot. He looks like a frail old AI that needs an update. The United States Air Force Lieutenant Matthew Lohmeier, I don't know how to say his last name, was fired from his command at Space Force after he gave interview about his book in which he said Marxism and critical race theory are spreading in the military. So he just told the truth? Unbelievable. How could you have that? If anything, it just shows how it is happening because he was fired over it. Hey, quit telling people how we're indoctrinating. I mean, doing anti-racism training. You guys are so dumb. It's anti-racism training. It's good. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Okay? Every liberal policy has some kind of title or some kind of saying that makes you feel good on the inside. Anti-racism are you against that? Then that means you're a racist. Oh no, I'm for anti-racism. I hate racism. I'm with you on that. But then when you actually read the facts, like I was talking about with Palestine, people protesting Israel the other day, when you read the facts, you come to a different conclusion. Because maybe it's more than about anti-racism. Maybe it's about subjugating people and segregation and putting people in different camps and making people feel stronger and weaker in other things. And apologizing for things you've never done before in your life. If you have been racist and you do apologize, that's a good thing. That should be celebrated. Because we're all about change and we all want forgiveness and we all want to grow. But when you're told, hey, there's nothing you can do and you're just a big racist and you're a part of the problem, when you look at your life and maybe you think, hey, my life hasn't been easy. In fact, I'm struggling right now. And they go, no, you're not. Well, if you are, it's your fault. It's because you're not tapping into your own crap. I'm tired of the CRT, and I'm going to continue to fight against it because it is Marxism, and it is spreading through the military, and it is ruining so much of our culture. And some artists are hinting at it and noting at it, even like some hip-hop artists are talking about how cancel culture is destroying art because it is. But it's more than cancel culture. It's CRT, it's Marxism, it's this push being pushed through, and there's strong roots and strong foundations, and it'll continue to destroy culture because that's what they want to do. They want to take down the system because it's a systematic thing, and you have to deny the argument at its root. You can't just argue against it. You have to say, I deny your premise. I have to deny everything you think is true about this because we can't even have an argument because your foundation and what you're arguing from, I don't agree with. And so we'll never see eye to eye. Klaus Schwab, World Economic Forum, canceled Singapore meeting. The globalists are canceling meetings. Alex Jones. That's kind of weird. I don't really know what to think about that, especially with Fauci looking like he's taking a beating and Bill Gates looking like not very positive in the news lately, and Klaus Schwab canceling an economic... What are the globalists up to these days? 60 Minutes runs an incredible segment on UFOs, and barely anybody talk about it because there's things going on. You know, I just want to believe people. There are UFOs out there, and they have all the secrets. But seriously, if they're not UFOs, and it's just another country hovering over, airspace you're not allowed to fly into, that's a bigger problem in my eyes. Because one, with UFOs, you hope that they're nice people or things or beings or technology. I don't know what the heck. But if they're just like China or Russia just flying drones over airspace you're not allowed to fly in, that's a huge deal. And let's stop pretending like it's not happening because people are seeing stuff. And it's happening. And it's going. Speaking of allies, Russia warns the West that the Arctic is our land, our waters. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. I remember when Trump was getting in power, and people were going to say that we're going to go to war, and the world is going to go nuts because Trump is going to have this happy trigger finger, and he's going to be just like firing missiles everywhere. But if we look at the world now, then we look into the world under Trump, I see peace on one side, and I see tensions rising constantly on the other side. It's almost like Joe Biden created... no, don't say that. Correlation doesn't equal causation. AT&T merges with Warner Media with Discovery in $43 billion deal to create massive streaming service to rival Netflix and Disney. CNN, HBO, TNT, CNN. Don't you love how I just throw it in there? Hey, we're struggling right now. Will you just add us to this, please? CNN, HBO, TNT, and the Food Network, they go under the same roof. That's right. You can't just watch TV anymore. You need to have a subscription for that. Hey, don't just have one bill. I remember when we were having this all break up, and we were all excited. We're like, yes, we're going to break this up, and we'll just get the channels we want. Now we have to have 100 subscriptions to 100 different things, and we're not paying more. We really screwed ourselves on this one. Supreme Court takes up case. This is big. That could limit Roe v. Wade. Justices agree to hear challenge to Mississippi ban on most abortions after 15 weeks. I'm praying for this one. I hope this goes big. Supreme Court takes up case limiting Roe v. Wade. The ban most abortions after 15 weeks. That's incredible. That would be a huge push. I know it's not enough in my eyes, but it's keep going. Biden will start sending monthly checks up to $300 to 39 million families with children under the age of 16 from July 15th under expanded tax credit. Yes. Please, God, start having babies. We're dying out here. Who's going to pay for all this? That's what is basically going on. Because my generation isn't doing their part very well. Especially those whites. Start having babies, man. Chrissy Teigen's Craving cookware is dropped online by Macy's 3 days after Target. Chrissy, you're losing. As backlash grows after Star's botched apology to Courtney Stodden for telling her to kill herself in 2011. Oh, so when you cancel other people, now you're being canceled? Sucks, huh? Maybe you shouldn't have been on board with that. Maybe you should come out against cancel culture. Maybe you say, you know what, I screwed up, and I shouldn't have never supported canceling other people. But now I'm being canceled. And now everyone's attacking me. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. I wonder where this came from. It's like somebody coming up to you and punching you right in the face. And then you look at them and you say, why did you just hit me? And they're like, because you're a Nazi. And you're like, I'm not a Nazi. What are you talking about? And they just keep hitting you and you get beat up. So you come back with all your friends and then you beat them up. And they go, well, why are you hitting me? Why are you punching me? Because you just beat me up. And they go, well, that's not fair. Cancel culture is so stupid, and it just eats. You watch how these Hollywood elites and these people, when it turns around to them, how they turn, but also it just eats. Eventually, just like cancel culture, they just eat themselves, because you can't just go around canceling people without expecting you to potentially be canceled in the future. Because why? We're all humans, and we all make mistakes, and we all say stupid things from time to time. None of us are robots. I mean, especially with social media, Twitter, everything going on right there, you're bound to say something stupid. Matthew McConaughey is quietly putting in calls out to Texas politicians and business leaders to gauge support for his potential run for governor. Matthew McConaughey, that is such a centrist. I saw recently, he took a picture standing in the middle of nowhere by himself with a mask on in a park. Okay, I'm not voting for you ever, and I hope nobody in Texas does, because I'm praying there's somebody better to vote for against you. Parler is back on Apple's App Store. Yay for Parler. MTV Movie Awards and TV Awards was last night. I watched it. It was boring. Snoop Dogg was DJing, which I'm like, that is so depressing to watch you DJ. You're way too old, and used to be so, like, huge in the sphere of music, and here you are DJing like my neighbor, pretending to be a DJ, handing me a flyer, saying, hey, come see my DJ sesh. Hey, come check me out on TikTok. I'm DJing tonight. No thanks, dude. But WandaVision wins big last night. They took the cake. I'm just still mad about Leslie Jones winning Best Comedic Performance over Eric Andre. No way. Who thinks Leslie Jones is funny? Seriously, I think Leslie Jones is pretty funny to look at, and she's pretty goofy, and she's loud and obnoxious, and that's kind of funny. It's like that's crazy. She's not funny. I've never laughed. When I watched that Eric Andre show thing on Netflix, that movie, I almost peed my pants a couple times, just being honest. And today in history, in 1965, based on the outcry from parents who bought into the conspiracy that may have started an idle rumor that the FBI launched a formal investigation into the 1964 supposedly pornographic lyrics of the song Louie, 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 Louie. That investigated finally neared in conclusion of May 17th, 1965, when the FBI declared that the lyrics of Louie, Louie are officially unintelligible. Hey, these pornographic lyrics, I can't understand. These are porn lyrics. This is porn to its core. Okay? If you say otherwise, it's because you support porn. I miss when conservatives were the ones that wanted to cancel things like this back in the day. These pornographic lyrics. That's when art was more fun. You had places, people like Rage Against the Machine who would actually talk against stuff. Now they all just support the regime. Yay. Yay for art. We're doing so good. Thank you guys so much for, speaking of art, man, movies, music, it's all kind of garbage. It's just kind of sad. I just miss good art. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Derek O'Shea Show. I appreciate you guys so much for taking time out of your day to listen to me give my spiel. It means a lot to me. Honestly, it means so much to me. Because there are fantastic people to listen to online that it's their job. Whereas me, I'm doing this because I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy getting out information and learning information and just talking about information. So thank you guys so much for being a part of it. Also, look out for my live YouTube show tonight, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. Check me out on YouTube. It's going to be a good time. Have a special guest, as always. We're just going to sit down, hang out, and stuff like that. But it'll be on YouTube and Twitch and Twitter. So come and check it out and be a part of the community. I appreciate you guys so much for taking time out of your day. Be sure to share this with all your friends and family. Share it on every social media platform. It means so much to me. It's the only way we will grow. Have a fantastic day. As always, I'll see you on the next episode of The Derek O'Shea Show.